You wake up to another day, surrounded by things you thought would make you happy. Shiny gadgets, branded clothes, a screen full of notifications. Yet, something feels off. The satisfaction never lasts. With each new purchase, the emptiness only grows. You're trapped in a world that tells you more is better, that consuming is the path to fulfillment. But deep down, you know this isn't true. What if there's a way to break free? To detox from this endless cycle of wanting, buying, and regretting? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy forged in the harshest realities, offers an antidote to the sickness of materialism and consumerism. So start with our first lesson, which is the void that grows. It begins innocently enough, a small craving, a desire for something new. You see the perfect ad, and the thought settles in, I need this. You buy it. For a fleeting moment, you feel fulfilled. But that satisfaction is short-lived, and soon the void reappears, bigger than before. Each new possession feeds it, but instead of feeling complete, you feel emptier. Marcus Aurelius knew this feeling, even without modern consumerism. It is not the external things that disturb us, but the judgments we make about them, he wrote. Your mind, not your possessions, dictates your contentment. The void isn't real. It's an illusion created by your belief that something outside of you can make you whole. Imagine this. Every time you resist the impulse to buy, you're shrinking the void. It's not about self-denial, but about reclaiming control. Consumerism thrives on your weakness, on your belief that the next purchase will finally be enough. But the only way to win this game is to stop playing. Recognize that nothing outside of you can ever truly satisfy that yearning. The more you resist, the stronger you become. Let the void starve, and in its place, you'll find something far more valuable, inner peace. True fulfillment isn't something you can buy. Second, the addiction to new. We've all been there. Excitedly unwrapping the latest gadget, wearing the trendiest outfit, or showing off the newest car. The rush of owning something new feels like a high, but it's fleeting. In days, weeks, or even hours, the novelty fades, and you're left craving more. This endless chase is designed to keep you hooked. Consumerism thrives on your addiction to the new. Seneca knew the dangers of this cycle long before modern marketing tactics. He warned, no man is free who is a slave to his desires. Today, we're not just enslaved to the body, but to the promise of something new, something better. But the newness is always temporary. What if you could break this addiction? Imagine seeing the latest product and feeling nothing. Not excitement, not fear of missing out, but peace. You no longer chase the new because you've realized it holds no real value. You begin to focus on what endures, things that don't age, depreciate, or become obsolete. Your relationships, your values, your inner strength. Detoxing from consumerism means breaking this addiction and embracing permanence. Shift your focus to things that truly matter, things that last beyond the immediate gratification. With every step away from the new, you reclaim a piece of yourself, freedom from the endless cycle of desire. Stop letting consumerism dictate what you need. Choose to value the eternal over the temporary. Third, the true cost of convenience. Convenience is marketed as the ultimate luxury. Fast food, same-day delivery, one-click shopping, everything designed to minimize effort and maximize ease. But the hidden cost of convenience is often ignored. Each time you choose convenience, you surrender a little more of your autonomy and resilience. Epictetus understood this when he said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Convenience feeds your wants, making you dependent on external factors for satisfaction. You become conditioned to expect everything immediately, with little effort, leaving you weaker and more anxious when things don't go your way. Consider the hidden price. Time lost, the erosion of discipline, the sacrifice of self-reliance. The more convenience you embrace, the less capable you become of doing things for yourself. Consumerism thrives on this. It promises an easier life but delivers dependency. Imagine resisting convenience, not for the sake of hardship, but for the strength it brings. Cooking a meal instead of ordering takeout, fixing something instead of replacing it. These small acts of rebellion against the system build resilience. With every decision to choose the harder path, You strengthen your ability to live independently from the consumerist machine. Convenience might feel good in the short term, but it erodes your long-term strength. Real freedom comes from self-reliance, from the power to meet your own needs without depending on the system that profits from your laziness. Fourth, living without an audience. In a world of social media, every moment feels like a performance. You post about what you bought, where you went, and what you did. The pressure to present your life as a constant highlight reel is overwhelming. But in reality, how much of what you buy is for yourself and how much is to impress others? Marcus Aurelius warned, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not the approval of others." Yet, modern life makes it seem like your worth is measured by how others perceive you. You've become a product of the audience you've created. Now, imagine a life where no one was watching. No posts, no likes, no validation from anyone but yourself. Could you still find joy in your purchases? Could you still be content with the life you've built? Detoxing from consumerism means living for yourself, not for an audience. It's about stripping away the need for external validation and focusing on what genuinely brings you fulfillment. This isn't easy. You'll face moments of doubt, moments where you feel invisible. But in that space of invisibility, you'll find the real you, the one who doesn't need likes to feel worthy, who doesn't need to show off to feel accomplished. When you stop living for others, you start living for yourself. And in that, you'll find the freedom consumerism can never offer. Fifth, the prison of possessions. Possessions promise freedom. A bigger house, a faster car, the latest gadgets. But the more you own, the more you are owned. Every item requires maintenance, care, and storage. Each possession adds weight to your life, chaining you down with invisible responsibilities. The things you thought would make you free have become your prison. Seneca spoke of this paradox. The greater the wealth, the greater the care. Your possessions bring not just comfort but anxiety, fear of loss, theft, or depreciation. You don't own them. They own you. Imagine walking into your home and feeling light, free from clutter and excess. What if you kept only what served a purpose? Not as an aesthetic minimalism, but as a rejection of the chains materialism places on you. The fewer things you own, the fewer things you need to worry about. This is where true freedom lies, not in abundance, but in simplicity. Start small. Let go of the things you don't need, things that don't add to your life but merely take up space. Each possession you release is one less thing that owns you. Consumerism tells you that more is better, but the truth is the opposite. Real freedom comes from needing less, from finding contentment with what you have. When you stop being owned by your possessions, you regain control of your life. Sixth, the freedom of detachment. What if everything you owned was taken from you tomorrow? Your home, your car, your job. Could you still find peace? Stoicism teaches that real freedom comes from detachment, not from rejecting the material world, but from not being bound by it. You can enjoy what you have, but once you become attached, you surrender your freedom. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The world may take what you own, but it cannot take your inner peace if it's not tied to external things. Detachment isn't renunciation. It's about understanding that nothing is permanent, that everything can be lost. But when your happiness isn't tied to these things, no loss can truly harm you. Start practicing detachment now. When something breaks or is lost, instead of reacting with frustration, see it as an opportunity to let go. Each act of detachment strengthens your freedom from the material world. With every loss, you become more resilient, more independent from the whims of fortune. When you detach, you don't reject life's pleasures, you simply stop needing them. The world cannot break you when your happiness is rooted in something deeper than possessions. In that detachment lies true freedom, the kind that consumerism cannot offer, the kind that endures. Seventh, finding purpose beyond possessions. Consumerism tells you that your purpose is to accumulate, to gather, to possess, to own. But Stoicism offers a radically different perspective. Your purpose isn't found in what you own, but in what you do, in the life you live. Marcus Aurelius said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." It's your actions, not your possessions, that define your life. Imagine a life where your purpose wasn't tied to what you have, but to the impact you make. You're not defined by the brands you wear or the car you drive, but by how you treat others, how you face adversity, and how you live according to your principles. In this life, purpose becomes your guide, not the latest trend or the pursuit of more. What if the next time you felt the urge to buy something, you asked yourself, will this contribute to my purpose? In doing so, you shift from a mindset of consumption to one of contribution. Consumerism tells you that happiness is found in things, but Stoicism teaches that happiness comes from living with purpose, from contributing to the world in a meaningful way. As you detox from materialism, you will find that purpose is the ultimate antidote. It's what remains when the distractions of consumerism fall away. Purpose cannot be bought, sold, or taken from you. It's yours, and it grows stronger as you step away from the chase for more. Eighth, redefining success on your own terms. Success. How often have you been told that it's something you can buy? A bigger house, a luxury car, a bank account that makes others envious. But the more you chase this version of success, the more hollow it feels. Every milestone brings a brief rush, only to be followed by the nagging sense that it isn't enough. Stoicism flips this idea on its head. Success isn't something you acquire, it's something you become. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." What if real success is about mastering yourself, your desires, your reactions, your thoughts, rather than mastering your environment through accumulation? Picture this. A life where success isn't measured by the things you've amassed, but by the peace of mind you've cultivated. Instead of striving to outdo others, imagine striving to outdo the person you were yesterday. Instead of valuing yourself based on what you own, you value yourself based on your principles, your resilience, and your ability to remain calm in the face of chaos. True success is internal. It's the ability to live with integrity, regardless of what you own or what others think of you. The next time you find yourself measuring your worth against someone else's possessions, remember that those things are temporary. Success that depends on external factors is fragile, but the success you build within yourself, strength of character, clarity of mind, and contentment with what you have, can never be taken away. Redefine success on your own terms, and you'll find that you've had everything you needed all along. In a world obsessed with owning more, the real power lies in needing less. As you let go of the weight of possessions, you begin to see that fulfillment was never in what you could buy. It's in who you are when all the distractions fade. You've begun the journey toward true freedom, and every step brings you closer to a life of purpose, not possession. Keep walking this path and see how far it leads. If this resonated with you, don't stop here. Dive deeper. Check out our next videos on the end screen. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay with us. There's much more to explore.